In this video, we'll try to solve another coding interview question, that is printing factorial value of a given number. How do you calculate the factorial value of a given number? Is using a simple formula. Suppose if you consider the number as n, so we need to multiply n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into till it reaches to 1. So every time we need to decrement it by 1 till it reaches to 1. So we can achieve this by using a simple for loop. But we need to consider certain kind of constraints in terms of data limit. Now let us understand the logic first. Now here, let us take a number as 5. So to calculate the factorial value of this, as we discussed the formula, we need to say n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into so on till it reaches to 1. Example, in this case, it should be starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? So this is how we need to calculate. So which gives you the 120 as a result. So but here, very careful is the numbers. Right? So if you are giving a huge number, then you should consider what kind of a data type that you have to see. First, let us start writing the code for this. Now here, let me write the method now. Public static int, I'll say factorial value of the given number. Now I'm creating a variable integer factorial value is equal to 1. Now I'm running a loop, int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to the given number, I plus plus. Now I need to multiply this factorial value with I. So this loop will continue till it reaches to the number 1 to that number, then finally returning the factorial value. Now to call this method, first let me take an input. So I'm just taking scanner. Scanner is equal to new scanner of system.in, and here I'm just calling us out. Enter number. I'm taking integer number is equal to scanner.nextInt, and now I'm just printing factorial value of the number is plus, I'm calling this method by passing the number as a parameter. Now when I run this code, it will ask me to enter the number. Let me enter 5 and then press enter. So it is giving me 120, which is correct. And then when I run this and then I'm entering 100. So factorial of 100 is a very huge value. But here we got it as 0 because the data type that what I'm using is integer. It exceeds integer and then long, so which could not able to allocate the memory. So that's the reason it returns you 0. So in this case, you have to use big integers to solve this problem. So let me comment this. And now I'm taking big integer factorial value is equal to big integer dot 1, initializing it to 1 initially. So now I'm running the same loop. Integer I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to number, I plus plus. Now here we'll say factorial value is equal to factorial value dot multiply of big integer dot value of, and converting this integer to the big integer and then calculating the value. So now after this, now we need to return the factorial value, but it should be a big integer. So instead of this int now, so what we'll do, we'll change this to big integer, and then now we'll continue the same thing. So now the factorial value now returns the big integer instead of the normal integer value. Now let me run 5. So I got 120. It works fine. And then when I give 100, so then it prints me a very huge value. It prints me very huge value. So depending upon the constraints, you have to choose the appropriate thing. So in a lot of coding interviews, they'll test your knowledge whether you know the data type ranges or not, because applications might deal with very huge data. You have to use appropriate data types for this.